Good day everyone! Handa ka na bang matuto sa larangan ng mathematics? Halina't manood at makinig sa aking video tutorials. Be ready, set, and compute! Muli, ako ang iyong lingkod, Sir Jordan M. Sereno.
Good day everyone, isang mapagpalang araw sa ating lahat at welcome to my math class. For today's tutorial, ang ating topic is about polynomial equations. So kung handa ka na makinig, simulan na natin to. For our learning objectives, after going through this lesson, you're expected to illustrate polynomial equations and determine the degree, leading coefficient, and constant of the polynomial. For our concept presentation, so a polynomial is a special kind of algebraic equation where each term is a constant, a variable, or a product of constants and variables raised to whole number exponents. So take note of this concept. This will be the definition for a polynomial equation. So this is defined by a sub n x raised to n plus a sub n minus 1 times x raised to n minus 1 plus a sub n minus 2 times x raised to n minus 2 plus up to the a sub 1 times x plus a sub 0 is equal to 0 where n is a positive integer. So in this part, so sinasabi lang dito na yung ating last part in a polynomial expression is yung a sub 0. So ito yung ating nagiging constant. Okay, and then yung nasa unahan natin lagi is yung merong highest degree. So nasa kanya yung highest degree nung sa ating polynomial. So as you can see, pabawas ng pabawas yung kanyang exponent. So nagma-minus 1 tayo and then you have minus 2 hanggang marating natin yung last part or term sa isang polynomial, and that is a constant. And then take note of that is n is a positive integer. So considering that the value of n here is a positive integer. And then the largest exponent n, okay, denotes the degree of the polynomial. So ayan, so take note of that. Yung n will represent the degree of the polynomial. So here, as you can see, kung nandito yung n, ibig sabihin, nasa kanya yung highest exponent. So dapat siya yung nasa unahan ng ating polynomial equation. Okay, let's have our preliminary activity. Remember that a polynomial p of x is equal to a sub n x raised to n plus a sub n minus 1 times x raised to n minus 1 plus up to a sub 0, where a is a real number, a sub n is not 0, and n is a positive integer. So for our preliminary activity, so you're going to identify if the given equation is a polynomial equation or not. Write P if polynomial equation and NP if not. So let's see if you can identify if the given equation is a polynomial equation or not. So take note of the definitions, okay, and the concept presentation about polynomial equation para makuha nyo yung tamang sagot. Okay, so I hope ready na kayo. Simulan natin ang ating first preliminary activity. Okay, so you will be given 5 seconds each item. Okay, so tingnan natin kung makakasabay kayo, kung mas mabilis pa kayo sa 5 seconds. So tingnan natin. For our first equation, 3x raised to 4 plus 5x minus 3 is equal to 0. Is it a polynomial equation or not? Your timer starts now. Okay, the correct answer is polynomial equation. Okay, very good. Next, number 2. 2x raised to 4 plus 2x cubed minus 6x plus 12 equals 0. Is it a polynomial equation or not? Your timer starts now. Okay, time's up. The correct answer is correct. Polynomial equation. Next, number 3. X cubed minus 6x raised to negative 2 minus x minus 1 equal 0. Is it a polynomial equation or not? Your timer starts now. Okay, the correct answer is NP, not a polynomial equation. Why? Because of the negative exponents. Ayan, take note of this. I hope nakita nyo rin ito. Ito yung naging error sa equation na to dahil nagkaroon siya ng negative na exponent. So again, sa definition natin ng polynomial equation, dapat ang kanyang mga exponents ay positive integer. Okay? Next, for our fourth equation, x raised to 5 minus 32 equals 0. Is it a polynomial equation or not? Your timer starts now. Okay, time's up. The correct answer is correct, polynomial equation. And last, our fifth item, x squared minus 1/4 equals 0. Is it a polynomial equation or not? Your timer starts now. Okay, time's up. The correct answer is polynomial equation. Okay, that's it for our first preliminary activity. I hope ay nakakuha kayo ng 5 out of 5. Kung hindi naman ay again, tingnan nyo lang ulit yung ating definition for the polynomial equation. So, ang dito sa ating activity, ang not polynomial equation natin dito is yung number 3. It is because of its negative exponent. Okay, let's continue our activity. So for our sixth item, x squared plus the square root of x minus 2 is equal to 0. Is it a polynomial equation or not? Okay, time's up. The correct answer is not a polynomial equation. So, tingnan natin, ano ba yung naging reason kung bakit hindi siya naging polynomial equation? It is because there is a variable inside the radical sign. So, dito nagkaroon tayo ng issue dito sa ating second term. As you can see here, we have the square root of x. Okay? So, pwedeng pa rin kasi magkaroon tayo ng mga radical sign dito considering that dapat yung kanyang radicand ay hindi variable. Pwedeng, dapat ay real numbers. Pero dito kasi, yung ating radicand, so ito yung radicand, yung itong nasa loob, no, ng ating radical sign, ang tawag dito is radicand, okay, is a variable. Pero kung yan ay naging real number, positive integer, maybe, so pwede. No? Pero dito, dahil siya ay isang variable, so hindi niya masasatisfy yung conditions under polynomial equations. Okay, I hope naintindihan yung reason kung bakit ang number 6 is not a polynomial equation. Okay, number 7, 5x cubed plus 4x raised to 9 minus x cubed plus the square root of 3 is equal to 0. Is it a polynomial equation or not? Your timer starts now. Okay, time's up. The correct answer is polynomial equation. Ayan. So, again, baka may magtatanong niya, Sir, ito meron ding radical sign, no? Square root din. Pero, bakit hindi ito naging not a polynomial? It is because, ayan, yung kanyang radicand dito is not a variable. It is a real number. Ayan, yun yung sinasabi ko kanina dito sa number 6. Dahil ang kanyang radicand dito is positive 3, therefore, it will satisfy the condition for the polynomial equation. Okay, next, number 8. We have x cubed minus 2 over x plus 3 equals 0. Is it a polynomial equation or not? Your timer starts now. Okay, time's up. The correct answer is not a polynomial equation. So, tingnan natin, ano ba yung naging reason? It is because there is a variable in the denominator. Ayan. So, another condition pa na kailangan din check ninyo. Dapat, kung meron kayo ditong fraction form, take note of this, kapag may fraction form kayo, make sure na yung kanyang denominator, itong nasa baba, ang denominator na sinasabi dito is itong x. Okay, dapat yung kanyang denominator ay hindi variable. Dapat ay real numbers din. Okay, so in this case, we have 2 over x. So therefore, not a polynomial equation ito. Okay, let's proceed to our next equation, number 9. The quantity of x minus 3 times the quantity of x squared minus 4x equals 0. Is it a polynomial equation or not? Your timer starts now. Okay, time's up. The correct answer is polynomial equation. So, wala naman siya nag-violate na conditions under polynomial equations. Okay, kasi kapag ito ay in-expand natin, ginawa nating standard form ito, so gamitan nyo lang ito ng FOIL method para mag-expand yung ating terms and then simplify. Makikita nyo na para lang din siyang number 7. Dire-diretso lang din yung terms natin at walang negative exponents, wala siyang fraction form na ang denominator ay variable at wala din siyang mga radical signs niyan. Okay? And for our last item, number 10, x times the quantity x minus 2 times the quantity of 3x plus 5 equals 0. Is it a polynomial equation or not? Your timer starts now. Okay, time's up. The correct answer is still a polynomial equation. So, same lang ito with number 9. Okay, that's it. So, for our first preliminary activity, I hope na-review kayo sa pag-identify ng isang polynomial equation. Good. At nakaabot kayo sa ating last item. Okay, for the second part of our preliminary activity, so what we're going to do is to write the terms of expression in the descending order. So we're going to determine the degree, the leading coefficient, and the constant term. So in this activity, so what we're going to do is to arrange the order in the given equation. So mga halaga na alam natin paano siya isinusulat ng tama in standard form. And then after that, that's the time na ma-identify mo yung degree, the leading coefficient, and constant term. So mahalaga yung pag-arrange natin ng mga terms in a given equation. Kasi yun yung tutulong sa atin para ma-identify natin ng tama kung ano ba yung degree, ano yung kanyang leading coefficient, at yung kanyang constant term. Okay, so kung ready na kayo, simulan na natin ang ating second part ng ating preliminary activity. Okay, so this is our table for the polynomial equation. So we have a column for the descending order, the degree, the leading coefficient, and the constant term. So we're going to fill in yung mga blanks dito. Okay, so sisimulan natin siya siyempre sa ating first item. Our first equation is negative 4x cubed minus 15x plus 6 plus 7x raised to 5 is equal to 0. So this is our polynomial equation. So what will be our descending order? So ano yung magiging tamang arrangement niya? Okay, this will be the correct arrangement for this equation. So we have 7x raised to 5 minus 4x cubed minus 15x plus 6 is equal to 0. So descending order kasi ang ating sinusundan is yung correct, yung kanyang exponent. So kung ano yung kanyang exponent, kailangan mauna may pinakamataas exponent down to the last term, and that is the constant. So dito ang highest exponent natin is 5 followed by 3, and then you have the constant dito sa dulo. Okay? So bago mo siya equate sa 0. So ito yung tamang arrangement ng ating equation. Okay, now for our degree, so what's the degree here? The answer is 5. Ayan. So paano natin nalalaman yon? Kung ano yung highest exponent, yun din yung degree. Okay? So the highest exponent here is 5, therefore the degree is also 5. And the leading coefficient is 7. So saan manggagaling yon? Dito pa rin siya manggagaling sa ating leading term. So napakahalaga na may lagay natin, may ayos natin yung ating terms, lalo yung ating leading term kasi 2 out of 3 here ay nasa leading term makukuha. So yung degree ay nasa leading term, ang leading coefficient ay nasa leading term din. So dito ang ating leading term is 7. Kung ano yung kasamang number or numerical coefficient ng ating variable na merong pinakamataas na exponent. And our constant term, syempre, is 6. Ito yung nasa last term natin sa ating equation. Okay, and that's how we complete the table. Okay, let's try number 2. Negative 11 plus x raised to 4 minus 3x squared equals 0. So what is the descending order? Let's see. The correct answer is x raised to 4 minus 3x squared minus 11 is equal to 0. And the degree here is 4. And the leading coefficient is 1. Ayan. So, we need to emphasize this part. Ito, yung kanyang leading term. Therefore, nandyan yung leading coefficient. So, as you can see here, wala naman na kayo nakitang number 1 dyan. Dahil understood dyan kapag variable lang isinulat, ang kanyang numerical coefficient ay 1. Or else, pag sinulat ninyo, hindi magiging 1. So, dito, for example, kasi kung wala yung 1, hindi mag-stand alone itong ating variable. Kailangan meron niyang at least 1 na numerical coefficient. Okay, and then ang ating constant is negative 11. Next, let's proceed for our item number 3. 8x cubed plus x raised to 6 minus 6x raised to 4 plus 1 is equal to 0. Ang kanyang descending order is this. X raised to 6 minus 6x raised to 4 plus 8x raised to 3 plus 1 is equal to 0. So, nasa unahan ulit yung may pinakamataas na exponent. And ang ating degree is 6 because the highest exponent natin dito is yung 6. Therefore, the degree is 6. And the leading coefficient is also 1. So, same lang siya dito sa number 2. Ayan. So, variable lang and then the exponent. And ang ating constant term is 1. Okay, that's it for our third item. Now, let's proceed to our fourth item. X times the quantity of 5x cubed plus 7 is equal to 0. What is the descending order? Okay, so bago nyo isulat yan, kailangan ay masimplify muna natin to. Kailangan matanggal natin yung parenthesis. So, para matanggal natin sa parenthesis itong 5x cubed plus 7, ang kailangan natin gawin is correct. We need to multiply this. We're going to multiply x to our polynomial 5x cubed plus 7 para matanggal yung parenthesis at maging standard equation siya. Okay? So, the descending order here is 5x raised to 4 plus 7x is equal to 0. So, paano nangyari yan? Papakita lang natin dito. Ayan. So, sabi ko kanina, ita-times natin. So, what we're going to do is to multiply this. X times 5x cubed that is 5x. Correct. That is 5x raised to 4. And then plus x times 7 is 7x. So, kaya natin nakuha itong ating equation na to na 5x raised to 4 plus 7x is equal to 0. So, yan ay naka-arrange na. Hindi na natin kailangan i-rearrange kasi nasa unahan na yung may pinakamataas na exponent and that is 4. So, ngayon, ang ating degree is correct. Alam niyo na yan. That is 4 kasi yun yung ating highest exponent. And the leading coefficient is 5. Correct. And the constant term, okay, 0. So, dito wala tayong constant term kasi ang last term natin dito is itong 7x. May variable pa rin naman siya. So, hindi pa siya yung constant. So, ang constant natin dapat ay walang kasamang variable. So, in this case ay wala siyang nakalagay. So, 0 yun. Okay? Next. Sa number 5, so same thing with number 4. Kailangan matanggal natin yung parenthesis niya bago natin maisulat yung kanyang descending order. So, dito, what you're going to do, so first thing is to get the square of x minus 2. At pag nakuha nyo na yung square niyan, tsaka nyo pa lang siya i-multiply sa x minus 3. So, again, para masimplify nyo to, kunin nyo muna yung square netong ating x minus 2. And after that, tsaka mo siya i-distribute o i-multiply mo sa x minus 3. And the correct answer here for the descending order is this. X cubed minus 7x squared plus 16x minus 12 is equal to 0. So once again, kunin nyo muna yung square ng x minus 2. Pag nakuha nyo na siya, tsaka nyo siya i-multiply sa x minus 3. At ito na yung lalabas na equation natin. And then, kapag nakuha na natin itong equation na to, madali natin ma-identify yung degree. So in this item, the degree is 3. That is the highest exponent. The leading coefficient is 1. Ayan, yun dito sa may x cube natin. Okay. And then, ang ating constant is, itong nasa dulo, that is negative 12. So, that's how we arrange the terms in a given polynomial equation in descending order, or it's also known as the standard form. And then, how we're going to identify the degree, the leading coefficient, and the constant term. And that's it for today. I hope marami kayong natutunan sa ating video tutorial for today. Meron pa tong part 2 for the continuation of the polynomial equation. So, abangan niyo yung aking next video tutorial on that. So, once again, thank you for watching. Stay healthy and safe. God bless us all.